Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, or Sekiro Gamers Rage Twice, is a game from the company that loves to hate you. No, I'm not talking about Konami, EA, or pre-Monster Hunter World Capcom. I'm talking about From Software. So one day, From Software was tired of making gamers rage with Dark Souls and decided to make Bloodborne, but after that, they decided to make Sekiro. So, in all honesty, nothing's really changed besides the whole samurai Japanese motif. If you were expecting a game where you stab people in the head to save your young lord to be Kirby's Adventure, well, no, you're gonna be disappointed because the game is still hard. And you're still gonna die a lot. I've played my fair share of hard games. I mean, I have photo evidence to prove that I've beaten Cuphead. But like, wow. From Software really does not like to pull its punches. Sekiro will kick your ass all over the place, and it requires mastery of its mechanics in order to actually beat it. I mean, there obviously are ways to cheese through it, but you know, we'll get to those in a second. For how amazing the game is, and for that 90 Metacritic score does not lie, the game has some really stupid nuances in it. For one thing, the stealth itself. It's not perfect, and while it is enjoyable, it's very flawed. Case in point 1. Enemies can see you from seemingly halfway across the map. But it is rather convenient that, you know, enemies are freaking deaf when it comes to being behind them. Yeah, like I said, it's sort of behind the times in terms of overall technicalities, but compared to a game like Breath of the Wild where enemies can hear you from like, you know, halfway across the map, it's quite forgiving and it's easily the easiest aspect of the game to get around. Still, compared to Metal Gear Solid, a game that came out in 1998, it's kind of a joke. I mean, that game pioneered the stealth genre, and it's not like Sekiro is solely based off of stealth, despite having such a critical focus on in the game. You know what? Let's just disregard all of that and just say, man, this game looks really pretty. Of course, like with any action-adventure game, you're not going on this trip alone. In fact, you have your sword, which is the only weapon that you have, but there's also a various amount of other items. There's sugar, and it basically makes you stronger. It doesn't really make any sense. It comes in 3 varieties, though, and one of them turns you invisible. But considering how easy the stealth is, it's really kind of negligible. So, case in point 2, the item management. Throughout your journey, you'll be able to collect things such as shinobi tools, which you can attach to your right arm because, you know, story details. But to use these items, you need spirit emblems. Spirit emblems can be acquired by literally walking around meaninglessly and picking them up from the world, or killing enemies by stabbing them in the head. So, I mean, you don't got ammo, which is okay, I guess, for the one ranged weapon that is in the game, but for other weapons like the spear or the Sabimaru, which, you know, is like a knife that's somehow poisonous, you actually need the spirit emblems, which makes no sense. Like in other games. In other games, you have your main weapon and you can switch to weapons. So, like in Monster Hunter, you can switch to various types of weapons without having to use this. But Sekiro is dead set on making you use your sword because, you know, it's your primary weapon. So, you just need spirit emblems to do stuff that in other games is, like, just given to you, I guess? It really makes no sense. Case in point 3, From Software. Why do you hate your fans so much? As shown by the sales figures of most of their games, From Software loves to have multiple ways of punishing you. Sekiro really has a couple of them that just really like to sneak up on you. For one thing, the 4 main status conditions of the game: terror, shock, poison, and burn. Poison and burn are simple enough if you played Pokemon. Shock is basically paralysis, but terror is the one I wanted to talk about. Terror will completely kill you. You ever just like get so scared that you have a heart attack? That's basically what terror is. And there's no real way to counter it. If you get your terror gauge filled up, you're dead instantly. And the only way to use it without dying is the pacifying agent. The pacifying agent is an item that you can find in various places, and basically it just makes you less scared. You know, having a heart attack, that's a status condition that's not in many games. It's just a shame that not a lot of enemies use terror, otherwise this game probably would have been even more infamous with its crap difficulty. I know I've been bragging on this game, but I really do enjoy the game, and I think it's pretty much Game of the Year worthy. Of course, most players like to ignore the fact that the game has other problems and just jump straight to its difficulty, because that's From Software's biggest thing. They make hard games. But I wanted to take a little bit more objective look on the game, and, I only have 6 minutes to talk about it, so, yeah. I hope you like 480p footage of just me dicking around, because I didn't really have a good camera. So, just enjoy the sound of my voice.